What's going on, guys? This is Real Deal Fantasy HQ with your boy LQ. Feels good to be back. Fantasy football is here, people. Advice all summer. Let's load up on all the information we can get and bring that title home. Everybody wants to win. Come December, you want to receive your cash winning prize or your championship belt or your trophy or whatever it is. So let's get the information out. Today's episode is about, is the price right? Guys, ADPs that I feel as though are sitting kind of high, and some ADPs I'm just okay with that are kind of low, which I can get later in the draft. So it's the month of June, so ADPs are bound to change, people, but as of today, as of right now, the guys that I'm going to talk about, I feel like their ADPs are not going to change. So let's get right into the episode. Damien Williams, 206. Is the price right? I think this is a bit expensive at the 206 spot. And he's in the Andy Reid running back system, which is very running backs friendly. So I think this is what's really pushing his ADP up this high. Now, 206 is expensive for me, being that you still have some stud wide receivers and tight ends still available at that time. You still have Odell, you still have Kittle, you still have Kelsey, you still have JuJu, you still have Mike Evans, Adam Thielen, Stephon Diggs. The list goes on. You still have available people there. And I'm just not sold yet on Damien Williams to be taken at 206. He hasn't had more than 13 carries in a game yet. He only has 3 to 4 games on film where it's proven he could take the RB1 workload. So I'm just personally not sold yet at the 206 spot taking him. Because in my dream world, in my league, I'm trying to take a running back first round and then maybe a tight end, maybe. Yeah, I'll probably take Kelsey the second round. Damn, I just gave up my draft strategy. Anyway, it's just that you have so many people that are available at 206 where I'm not comfortable taking him this high. So you have Carlos Hyde added to the mix also, which complicate things definitely at the 206 spot, what makes it even more expensive. Carlos Hyde is a very good running back, people. Just need to get that bad taste out of your mouth when he was traded to the Jags. We already seen the running back room attitude over there, so that was just a no-go from the jump. So Carlos Hyde coming in, definitely competing for the starting job. He's a very good running back, and I feel like that he's not coming in to be a slouch, a sleeper, or whatever you want to call it. He's just coming in to compete for that starting job, so he will demand some of those touches if he kills it in training camp. So with that even up in the air, it does worry me some to have a 206 spot, a running back that hasn't proven much, and just ADP hype just off of a system that he's in. So I'm not sold yet. I think the price is wrong here, and it's a bit expensive because you got to think about it. The first 3 rounds are the most important rounds. So if you shit the bed in the second round taking him this early when he could have made it to the 3rd round or even the 4th round in some leagues, it's just like you're not bringing home the gold, people. The most important thing is to bring home the gold. Now, with Carlos Hyde added to the mix, I said before, being a very good running back, it just complicates things. It just does, to be honest. Damien Williams in 4 games had 24 targets, so that's good in PPR formats where he's showing that he could be a pass-catching back also. So I'm really not shooting down this guy's talent. I think he's a really good running back. It's just that I'm just not sure yet. I'm not sold yet, and I think it's a bit expensive at 206. Like, come on, think about it. 206 really, people, when you have Mike Evans on the board or Odell in a high power offense he's going into, like, come on, man. So Williams has stud potential going into the season. The kid is talented, but he also has dud potential. So the price is wrong, too expensive. Take this to the street. I don't want it. Is the price right for my boy JuJu Smith-Schuster? 206 he's sitting at right now, which I think is kind of low. He's definitely a first round pick. He had 111 receptions, 1,426 yards, and 7 touchdowns, people. So listen to this. With AB having 168 targets last season and JuJu coming up with 166 targets, people, 168 targets just left with AB. So that just opens up more targets for JuJu. I think we're going to have a crazy number this year of targets because Big Ben's going to find a way to get the ball to JuJu. I'm thinking 180 this year. I swear. It sounds crazy, but I really feel like 180 targets JuJu can pull off. And I think the touchdowns being at 7, I think they double. Maybe 14, 15 he could have touchdowns, because he was only targeted 31% of the time in the red zone. So with AB and his high demand of wanting the ball every single play, it's only going to increase. JuJu averaged 18.4 fantasy points per game. That's only to increase also. He had 56% of the time he was in the slot, which is also good for the mismatch. And he was the #1 wide receiver for yards after catch. So people, hear me out. Another guy that I want to quickly mention is Vance McDonald. Jesse James is on another team. AB's on another team. AB and Jesse James combined targets were 207. So that's out of the window, people. So Vance McDonald's another tight end that I want to quickly mention. He'd probably be a top 10. I'm not going to gas him just yet. Still too early. But that's another episode of the tight ends that I'll have to cover later. But JuJu at 206 is insane to me. JuJu is a clear first-round pick. I'm not kidding, people. 206, he will not make it in some of these leagues. I don't know why he's at 206. Maybe because of the high demand of the running back studs that we got, but 206 is kind of iffy. I don't know. Maybe it's the fear that they're going to think he can't handle the workload of being doubled and all this other crap. Please, I don't want to hear it. Big Ben's going to find a way to get the ball to JuJu, and I am not even feared of anything about him being double coverage, because JuJu contested catch was at about 23%, so he's going to have more of those contested catches, and he caught most of those balls. So he has a true catch rate of 87.6. So JuJu has hands. He had only 9 drops, but he has the good hands. He has soft hands. When Big Ben targeted JuJu, his QPR was 97.6. So Big Ben is going to find a way to get JuJu the ball. I don't know why people are scared. I don't understand why they think the Steelers aren't going to get their best man the ball. Look at AB with his high demand. JuJu just stepped in and said, hey, I can do this too. So with that being said, JuJu at 206 is a little iffy for me. The price is wrong here. I really don't think he's going to make it into the second round. I really don't think that 206 is justifying this kid's talent. So first round pick definitely, and good luck if you try to wait for him at 206, because I don't think it's going to happen. Nick Chubb, the Bulldog, sitting at 204. ADP right now is the price right. Now, the last 8 weeks, Nick Chubb averaged 16.6 points per game in PPR formats. Now, pretty good numbers. I feel like he had an elite role coming into this season until Kareem Hunt was added to the roster. Now, he had 996 yards. He had 20 receptions, 2 receiving touchdowns, and 8 touchdowns rushing. Now, I believe the first 8 weeks, once Kareem Hunt, takes his suspension, I do think Nick Chubb will put up elite numbers. RB1 for sure on that high power offense. But my only problem is his ADP sitting at 204. It's a bit risky. It's risky for the point to where you don't know how much of a drop-off it's going to be once Hunt comes from suspension. We just don't know. Hunt's coming in as a starting running back. He's coming in hot. He's not going to be no slouch. He's not going to be sitting here trying to split carries with Nick Chubb, even though Nick Chubb has the talent. So it doesn't even make sense to me why the Browns will go out and get Hunt. But Hunt is a great talent. He's definitely a top 5 running back. So with Nick Chubb coming in at 204 and he's going to have only 8 weeks of elite numbers, I don't think I'm willing to pay that price at 204 for a guy that's worth half a season. We just don't know the drop-off. We know Nick Chubb's still going to be a valuable target on that offense, even with Hunt coming back, but Hunt is coming in for at least 20 touches a game. I'm telling you, man, that's a lot of touches that Nick Chubb's going to try to make his way into the mix, because I just don't feel comfortable taking him at 204 if he's only giving me half a season, people. Now, we know that offense is going to be rocking and rolling, so maybe the Browns can figure out a way where they can put Hunt and Chubb into the mix to where they're both still putting up good numbers. But I'm almost for sure that 204 is a very, very pricey, ADP for this guy, because he's only going to give you half a season. So I'm not too sure if I'm going to take Nick Chubb in the second round. Maybe third-ish, fourth-ish, maybe not at all. I don't know. It's just, I don't want a guy only worth half a season. I know some of you guys can agree with me that, that high of a price for half the season doesn't sit well on my team. That's not, you might as well draft Todd Gurley first round and then Nick Chubb second round, and then had the egg on your face, because that's just not going to win you the championship. You're not bringing home the gold. You're not bringing home the trophy. You're probably going to be one of the last place losers walking around with a pink shirt, unicorn, saying I suck at fantasy. Whatever the case may be, whatever your league punishment is, you'll probably get it, because you might as well just give it up if you draft Nick Chubb that early at 204. This ADP is absurd. The price is wrong, people. So that wraps up another great episode of Real Deal Fantasy HQ with your boy LQ. Is the price right? I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I want you guys to leave a comment below on what you guys think about Nick Chubb, JuJu, and Damien Williams ADP. Is it too high, too low? Is it just right? Are you willing to pay that price? Whatever the case may be, leave a comment below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And then I'll see you guys next week for another great episode of Real Deal Fantasy HQ with your boy LQ.